Hello everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Anna Füsers and in this video I am going to show you how I wire wrap this tiny little beautiful landscape Jasper bead. So, what do we need? We need a bead, of course. In my case, I have this small landscape Jasper gemstone bead. And also 3 different kinds of copper wire. The thickest one is going to be my frame wire. This is a 1mm or 18 gauge bare copper wire. The second is a 0.6 or 22 gauge copper wire, and the thinnest one is this 0.3 or 28 gauge copper wire on a coil. And apart from this, we're also going to need some, or 2 actually, differently sized tools to wrap the wire around. And for this design, actually all we need is a cutting tool like no flat nose pliers or anything like this. Right, so the first thing I am going to do, I want to create, let me make this sharp, this nice little frame. So, and for this, in order to do so, I need 30 centimeters of my, and now I need to check it again, of my 22 gauge wire. 30 centimeters is about 11.8 to 12 inches. And around this wire, I am going to wrap my 28 gauge or 0.3 millimeter, thin wire, and I am going to wrap it all along this wire, not over the whole 12 inches or 30 centimeters, but only for about 17 to 20 centimeters, which is about 7 to 10 inches. And what I do, I leave a bit of space here, pick my thin wrapping wire, and I will wrap this thin wire, I hold the wire like this, around the thicker one for 17 to 20 centimeters. So this is like already the first one. And done. This is my wire coiled around another piece of wire. I actually did this with a drill because I couldn't be bothered to with a drill it's only a few minutes if you do this by hand, which you actually can do. It will take you quite a while, I don't know, in half an hour to do these 17 centimeters. Plus, I think working with a drill makes the result more regular. So we've got our 30 centimeters or 12 inches, 11.8, 12, doesn't really matter. I don't need the whole 30 centimeters anyway. It is just, to make sure I have enough to wrap. Put these aside for the moment. And take my pan here. As you might or might not see, it has already quite a nice amount of scratches from wrapping all the other small pendants. So this one suffered a lot already. I'm going to take this one. I'll tell you in a minute how I pick the a pan with a suitable diameter, but let me do this thing first, so it will be easier to show to you in a minute. Right, I take my frame wire. This is my 18 gauge or 1mm bare copper wire, and all I need actually is one wrap around this pan. So I'm going to do this live and on camera, so to speak. Right, let it double here, take it off, cut it not too So there, put that wire away for the moment, and where I cut here, I will also cut on the other side. Wait. There you go. Scrap piece, not to be thrown away. And what I have now is a jump ring, which I'm actually, I'm going to use it as kind of a jump ring, but now this is my ring, which is like the base for this. See this? Okay. How do I pick this diameter? Now, I have my pearl here, or my bead, actually, and I want to wrap around this jump ring. And as you might see, I will have to make sure that, because I still need to wrap around it, there is still some space between the bead and the jump ring, so I can wrap my guitar string, as I call them lovingly, around the frame or jump ring. Maybe if I show it like this. So if you choose a diameter, no matter the size of your bead, you need to make sure the diameter, or the jump ring, is larger in diameter than the outer diameter, or larger in inner diameter than the outer diameter of the bead. So this sounds very complicated, but you basically need something like, hang on, how can I show this properly? You need something like, got my bead, like this. How much is it? I don't know, 1 to 2 millimeters, maybe, like a couple of very, very, very small inches. What is the next small unit to inches? I don't know. Oh my god, I should know this. Anyway, as you can see, choose a diameter that is slightly larger than your bead. I found I found the pen by coincidence, by trial and error really, and I am sure there is some way to do your math and to calculate this, probably like to measure the diameter of the bead, and then you know how to, if you want so and so much distance from the bead to the jump ring, then you can kind of calculate it. I'm sure you can. I'm sure my brother could, but I can't do that. I did this by trial and error, and this worked out fine. So choose a diameter that is larger than the jump ring, so you can still put your guitar string, and yes, I am going to call them that, between or around the jump ring, and it will touch the bead just a little bit. I hope this is somehow makes sense. So if you found that, congratulations. And you take your jump ring. Don't worry about this open piece. Or actually you need to, because what I do, I put it to the bottom because it's easiest. I left a short bit open, like unwrapped. And also I will not start here, but start somewhere here. I'm quite generous with my wire today. So the opening is at the bottom, simply because it's going to be easier in a minute. And I start here at the top then, and put the wire through like so, all the way, and pull it tight, more or less. And I make only a few wraps like this, like 5 wraps, 3 to 5. I would make 5 actually. Always make sure you hold your wire here. You need to pull and drag and push a bit. The wire won't come voluntarily. So now I have 5 wraps, 5 windings around this, and I am now going to turn the jump ring so this open end will be in the middle in here, or more or less in the middle. And then I will hold this again and wrap to the end. So this is where you end up when you did everything right. And now, as you can see, like I wrapped the guitar string wire all the way around my jump ring, and I can do another, I can push it through one more time, I think. Hang on, let me do this. But you might experience that the gap here is just too small for your wiring. So what you can do, carefully, you can still move the jump ring, as we left the end open and unfixed. You can still move it a little bit. I would recommend trying to move it apart and force the last wrap through so it fits also. And you end up like this. And then you just push this end down and this end down too. And this is where your side cutter comes into action. You cut the excess wire as close to the wrapping as possible, like this, and do the same thing on the other side, like so. Actually, now I do need a flat nose pliers, but just because the ends still stick out a bit, I will carefully, and really carefully, because otherwise you're going to push the jump ring apart, and if you do that, this piece might be lost. So carefully squeeze the ends down, not too much. This is also like where the ends are. This is also where we're going to put our veil later, not now. So, et voila, this is our frame. As you can see here, you can even put them on top of each other, same size. So this is where we are now. Now we need to put our beautiful little landscape Jasper in, and as you can see, there is still a 0.5 millimeter of space around the circumference of the Jasper bead. Right, so now we got that far, that we have our frame here and we have our bead, and now I am going to fix the bead into the frame using my 0.3 or 28 gauge wire, about 30 centimeters, or I don't know, 10-12 inches, just enough to handle everything easily. And right, first of all, as I said earlier, this is going to be our top, where the ends ended actually. So, and the bead, like the hole in the bead, is going to be like this, from left to right. So I'm going to fix the bead on the left and on the right hand side, no more. And for this, I will take this piece of wire, make like so, take half of it, lay it around the side or I go from left to right. You can work from right to left, doesn't matter. Just on one side you fix it in the small gap between two windings by just pulling it in there, like so. As you can see, we have the top here, and there it's fixed. Then I put my bead on top, or thread it on, or however you call it. Like so. There we go. And now I still need to pull one of the two wires to the other side. They are both on the front side right now, and I need one on the back. So I pull it through here. And this is the easiest way. It's already fixed like this. Now I need to fix the end, and that will be it. See this? So, and how do I fix the ends? It's very easy. I take the front wire. Do I see it right? Yeah, the front one. Follow one of the gaps here to hide it, basically. Lead it to the back and back through to the front again. That's what I do with the front one. And I do the same thing with the back wire. So I hide it in one of the gaps, preferably into the one right next to the gap where I hid the other one. Need to push them apart slightly, probably. So, and push it from front to back. So the back wire ends up at the back side again. Like so. So I've got the front wire at the front again, the back wire at the back again. And now I'll put the front wire through one more time, but not over the frame, but just between the gap between through the gap between bead and frame again. Then I have both at the back side. Hope you can see this. Then I will twist them for a couple of times, I don't know, 10 times or something. I'm gonna cut it in a minute anyway, but if I twist it, I also fix them. So there you go. Twist it and cut them as short as possible. And this is how I fix my bead into the frame. And there you go. Still have the top here. You can still turn it. Like, pick the side you like most. For the bail I need my round tool. This one of about like the diameter is just smaller than the diameter I used for the frame. Just pick something smaller. You can make it larger if you like. You can actually pick whatever diameter you want to. I picked this one. The diameter of this tool is smaller than the diameter of the bead, so I thought this would look nice. So and I need my 18 gauge wire, or 1 millimeter, and I've wrapped the end. I leave it on the coil and hold it like this, and I've wrapped this wire around the tool once, so I get a ring, oops, kind of thing. There you go. That's what I end up with. I cut it like here, and on the other side where I made the cut here, I cut right next to it, so I have a jump ring. Oop. There goes the excess wire. Et voila, jump ring. And this jump ring now I am going to thread through the small gap between bead and frame. And now I am going to turn the ring so the opening hides beneath the frame wrapping. Ta-da! And here we go. This is our finished... Oh, I had it on the wrong place. Hang on. Need to move it a bit. There. Now it kind of covers the ends of the frame wrapping. And this is our finished pendant, mini pendant thingy. So this is going to be oxidized, just like the others. I made, I think, 12 or 13 of them. I had goldstone, blue agate, hematite, which I personally love, carnelian, and just another goldstone, and I also had tiger's eye, I think, and rose quartz and everything. I didn't make a necklace for all of them, but for a few. So I'll sell some with a necklace and some without. And there you go. This is your very quick and very easy kind of beginner's mini bead pendant. I hope you like what you see. If you did, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, give a comment below, give it a thumbs up, whatever you like to do, tell your friends, wrap along, and if you have any questions or any suggestions, don't hesitate to contact me and I'll try to help with your pendant. Thank you very much for watching and bye bye.